Hi, and welcome to Diversity in the Community. I can't tell you how excited I am to have this couple on the show today. Now, they were in town for another event, but I had to snag them because I love them so much. I am so proud of them. So I would like to welcome to Win TV, Natalie, and I thought his name was Ty the whole time, not Tyrone. Natalie and Tyrone Philander, I'm telling his whole name. So you guys, welcome to Win TV.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so you can. I said she cannot just pass through town and not come and sit with me and talk because you've done so many wonderful things. I think the first time that I saw you do your magic, I don't know if we were on Cherie's show or what, but that was the first time I saw you. But before I get into all of that, I want you to tell me something about yourself, your family, whatever you want to say.
Well, I'm born and raised in Hartford from Connecticut. Grew up basically between Hartford and Windsor. At some point met this young man right here.
Yes.
And we became, friends. And then after a long time, we decided to go ahead and make it official.
Yeah.
And for the last 7 years, we've been living in Virginia, which I love. We love, It's been great.
Yeah.
And your two daughters.
Yes, 10 and 18.
Oh my God.
Both
Getting old.
Both doing well. One is taller than me. The other one's almost taller than me. They're both doing great things.
Yeah. And you have a beautiful home down there.
Thank you.
I got a chance to visit, and I was like, oh my goodness, what a blessing. And you want to say anything, young man?
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you here.
Yeah.
I got to tell you something about her daughter, Trin. I'm looking on Facebook, and she play soccer?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
She plays soccer. The other two little girls are just kind of sitting on the side. And there's Trin with her sunglasses on, looking like a Hollywood. And how old is Trin now?
10.
10 years old.
On the bench with her legs crossed and sunglasses on.
In the middle of the game.
That's beautiful, because that means she has a lot of self-confidence. Right?
That she does.
Yes, okay, I love it. So you grew up in Windsor, and you also played basketball.
I did. I played for Windsor High for 4 years. And then I played played for Capital for 2 years. And then I transferred and played for Takeo Post for 2 years.
Oh, my goodness. And I saw something this morning, I had to look up a few things, that you made the All-New England team in high school.
No, that was
high school?
That was at Capital.
Oh, that was at Capital?
Yeah. That was
my
junior
goodness.
college league. I made all New England.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And before we get into anything else, too, you also have a clothing line.
I do.
Oh, my God.
Count
when did
every
you start
victory. That was, I think that was my pandemic baby. So I think it was either 2020 or 2021. 2020? 2020. It was during the pandemic. And it was a message that I kept, that had been something that had kind of resonated with me over the years about being able to count our small wins and not just wait to celebrate the big ones, but we count victories along the way to get us to our big journey.
Yeah, yeah. I saw my sister had one. They said this is one of the outfits that we got from that. Beautiful. I love it when our young people like move and go out and they're doing so well. You look at them on Facebook and you see all the things and wonderful. And like I said, I go back to, especially when I walk through you guys' home. I was just so proud.
Thank you. It's a blessing. It was a journey even to get there, but it's a blessing.
Huge journey.
And you are special to me because you were the one, I think, that nominated me for the 100 Women of Color.
Me?
Yes. And then that was just so special to me.
I think it was a well-deserved honor.
Anybody even noticed me. You know what I'm saying?
See, you never know who's looking at you.
I know.
Well-deserved.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. So what made you want to become a DJ? And when did you start doing that?
So I want to say after college. So, of course, we partied in college. And, we'll go to parties. But after college, when you no longer are in that crowd, me and some friends would go out and we would go to a certain place. It wasn't really like a club or anything. It's like a pool place.
Yeah.
And the music, we like to go places that had good music. And we would go there often, but sometimes we would just throw house parties, like just us and, a couple friends. And of course, I don't know why, but I would always be the one that had the music. I had the thick CD case and 1,000 CDs, and it was always me that was making the mixes. And then, it'd be like, oh, that party was good. And then, so I would get something else, buy a piece of equipment or something to make the next party better.
Yeah.
And then when we go out, we were like, man, the music in here is not as good as when we're at home. And so it just kept, I don't know, and we just kept throwing parties like monthly or something. And it would always be something like, the music just kept getting better and better, so it felt good. And so I was like, I could do this. And one night we were out at the pool place, and the guy who was playing the music on his laptop got into an argument with his girlfriend, and he shut the music down and he walked out, like right in the middle of everybody like eating and playing pool. And it was like, the place just went dead. It was like, you can't be in here with no music. And so I was like, right, it did create an opportunity for me, because I was like, my friends were like, go tell him you could play, and I was like, oh no. So I went and talked to the manager, and I said, let me have his night. If he's gonna be walking off, then you need somebody in here that's gonna DJ. Yeah. And the manager said, no, I can't give you his night. He said, but I do have a night. You can have Thursday nights. Okay. And he never had heard me play or anything. He just said, you could have it. So I went and bought some equipment, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I went and did it. And week after week, it got to the point where people were waiting for me before I got there and saying, hurry up and set up. Wow. We're ready. Like, I think I gave them something that they weren't getting, which is like a wide variety. Yeah. I was playing old school, I was playing new stuff. Yeah. It was just a good vibe for adults to be in. Mm-hmm. It was fun. Yeah. And so it just snowballed from there.
And it's amazing how God makes opportunities for you. And you could have said, well, no, I don't. But even sometimes if you fail, it's not really a failure. You got to try stuff. Right. If you find out it's not not for you, but you stepped into that opportunity, and look at it now. Right. Everybody knows Natalie DJ Lovher. Now, how did you come up with that name? Right. Because everybody was saying they love you.
No. Everybody asks that question, but it's actually was a girl group from like the late 90s, and their name was Lovher. And I don't know why, but I think one day I was making email addresses, and because they were like one of my favorites, had a song that I love at the time. Yeah. And so I couldn't think of an email address name, so I just used Lovher. And so that had been my email address for years. Okay. So when it came time to DJ, I can't think of a name. Uh-huh. And a friend of mine goes, well, why don't you use your email address? And I was like, that's a good idea. So for me, it kind of has like a double meaning, like Lovher as me being the one that loves, people in the music, but also love her so that people, love me back. So.
Wow. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Though. I love the name. It's almost like, do you know Natalie? You just gotta love her. To know her is to love her.
I hope so.
That's funny. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
It's supposed. You think I had this great story behind it, but nope. It was just my email address based on a R&B group that I like.
What is one of the biggest place or more whatever you know what I'm trying to say, place that you
like
ever had to play for? Yeah.
I'll say like, was it 2 years ago? I did a holiday party for, I think it was like the mortgage finance place. Wow. And I thought it was just going to be like, because they say company party. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, maybe 50, 100 people. Uh-huh. I get about 800 or 900 people there. Oh, my goodness. And we party. They did, the first half was like their awards and, all the talking. Once they got done with all that, they party to the end. Like, they had to tell me to shut it down after because people kept asking for songs after the time, and I kept going, and it was a good time. But I didn't expect it to be 900 people.
Now, when you left from up here, and I mean everybody knew you up here. When you left from here and went down to Virginia, how did people get to know you there.
Yeah, it was hard. It was really hard because, like you said, everyone knew me here, and I didn't have that there. Even with, a few friends down there trying to, get my name out there, it just wasn't happening. So it was a slow process, but it was me connecting with people, reaching out to people that I saw that were doing it in the area. And I met this DJ. I went to see him DJ at a place, and he and I just talked. He was very friendly, very open. Because every DJ is not, they kind of feel like they're not sharing their information.
Yeah.
So, but he said, I got somebody I want you to meet. And he said, she's a DJ and she wants, to get a team of women DJs. And so we set up a meeting, the three of us sat down and met, and it was a good connection. They didn't have a problem welcoming me into their little group and allowing me to, DJ some of their gigs. Because she was like, well, I have so many gigs, I can't do them all. And so she said, if you want to, I can give you some of those gigs. And so
look at that.
That's how it started. And then just, the few people that I did have with the friends down there, what connected me with their friends. And it's always word of mouth that's the best advertisement for me.
Yeah.
Because once I get an opportunity and people see me, then it kind of, can grow from there. But it was getting the opportunity to get out there. So, between the friends with, Ebony and, the rest of them down there, and then meeting those DJs, it really helped.
Did you ever have to travel to go and DJ for somebody?
Yes, I've been a couple places. Actually, just this past October, went to Dominican Republic.
Wow.
But that's
you talking like it's nothing, like you went down the street.
Well, no, it was great. But that was the Connecticut connection. This was, that was with Abdul Muhammad and his wife Deshelle from My People.
Yeah.
So they, they had always hired me for, their kids events and their I think I did their daddy-daughter dance and things like that before, when I was living up here. But Deshelle always, kept me on, like, I still want you to come DJ. So, they had us come out to do Abdul's 50th birthday party. And it was a great 3-day event out there.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been to Jamaica. We were going to New York at one point when we were living here. I used to do a hair school down in New York.
Wow.
When we were here, we were going to Virginia to do events. So we've gone a few places.
So what does this young man do while you?
This the muscle right here. He's multi-purpose. He is very helpful. I definitely couldn't do all that I do without him, especially now that, being a mom. And having a family, but he helps carry equipment. He helps set up, break down, he drive, right? He keep the knuckleheads away because back in the day it was definitely some foolishness. But overall, he's very supportive. So he encouraged me to do things even when I'm maybe a little afraid or don't feel I could do it. He's very positive when it comes to that. So.
Oh, that's so special.
Yeah.
Look at it. Now, over the years, back in the day when they had DJs, what were people playing? Because I had to sing at an event, and I just so happened took this attachment that you put a CD in and plug it. He was like, "We don't play CDs no more. We need an MP3 or something." Like, what? So when did all that change?
I think it's been a gradual change over the years. When it was before me, obviously before I started, it was, turntables, the records, and then kind of transitioned to CDs probably in the 2000s, where it was, more acceptable for DJs to have like CDJs, and then it went digital, in the 2000s, and we have this transition where you really don't need CDs or anything, everything's on the computer and it's all digital.
Well, then you can't. If you don't have an album, you can't make that screechy squeak.
No, you can't. It's all duplicated on the control. Like right now, most of us use controllers, and use that digital sound will get in there into the controller. We still able to to make that sound, the squeaky squeaky.
Oh, that's wonderful. Why did you guys decide to relocate to Virginia in the first place? Can I ask that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Why did you decide to relocate?
For me, it was something I always wanted to do. I just procrastinated on it. And I think at the time when we were here, I think I was kind of like complacent at work.
Yeah.
And I had been trying to get a state job that I knew I should have gotten. And
Yeah.
I kept getting caught in a hiring freeze. Like I would get walkthrough interviews and friends would be like, you're good. You know, I'll lead the interview and like, you're all right. And then I'll get a letter 2 weeks later, oh, you know, state of Connecticut's on a hiring freeze again. And it kept happening. It was kind of frustrating for me because I knew what I wanted to do work-wise.
Yeah.
And I knew that that's what I was supposed to be doing. But I kept saying, I was getting frustrated every time. I think I got caught in the freeze like 3 or 4 times. And I was like, okay, enough is enough. And I didn't want to keep doing what I was doing. Like I had enough of that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I asked him if he was open to, you know, relocating. We actually looked in Baltimore first. I interviewed with the feds in Baltimore. And that didn't work out, but we were open to going there first. And then I said, well, we were going to Virginia basically every year, you know, with, you know, friends living there. So every time we would go down there, it would get harder to leave. For me, it was like, it almost felt like home before we were even there, you know. Started, you know, learning my way around a little bit because I was, you know, since Ev had been there, 20 years, you know, had always been there. So it's kind of, it just felt like second home. But so I started applying down there and started getting the calls. I started getting the interviews for the positions I wanted. So he said he was open to it, and
So no regrets, right?
none.
Absolutely not.
The only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. But I also believe that it probably was, you know, God's timing. So
Yeah. It brings to me, this pastor preached one time, he talked about connecting the dots. And you may have said, why did I get this job I wanted? He said, that's how God's plans is. You know the little connect the dot things you used to do where you go from A because you're drawing a picture, and then it takes you down to Z, then it takes you to W, then you're like, what in the world is this picture supposed to be? And by the time you connect all those dots, it's, oh my God, that's a rose.
Right.
You know, so we don't know why we have to go this way and that way and what's happening. We get frustrated, but sometimes we have to just sit back and say, Lord, I trust you. And look.
Indeed.
And you guys down there, you're happy, you're walking through your new home, your kids are doing good.
Right.
It's a wonderful thing.
Right. And
So
I'm working the job I wanted to work, you know, as a probation officer.
Oh my God. See? Yeah, that's why, I mean, I know for me sometimes, you'll be like, Lord, what is happening?
Right.
And then you got to remember, and you got to think in your head, you just trust God. And so how is the clothing line going?
So right now is actually, I'm gonna say, what's the right word for it?
Transition period.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes, in the transition. So I actually went through.
You like sounded like what's that singer? In the transition mode. That's all right. Feed the words.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
I went through some tough times. I had a company that was providing services for me that actually took me for over $1,000.
Wow.
And unfortunately, it hurt the company in a major way.
Yeah.
So I'm working to rebuild. I'm working to save up again to reinvest and get things going the way it should be. So I'm excited because I know this year is happening. I know what's coming. So I got a couple more months and we should be back live and back to getting everybody their gear and everything. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm going to order me something.
And I'm going to, you know, I plan to, you know, share, you know, what happened and be open about it because it was hurtful for a while. I was discouraged. I thought about just giving it up and thinking maybe it wasn't for me. But I know that message needs to be shared. So
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, because I've had so many people on that told their stories and I tell people a lot of times who you know, maybe 3, 4, 5 people may hear you and get that message, and you're helping somebody. You know, so sometimes we don't go through all this stuff for nothing.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so
right.
you're and after you tell your message, after you get back on track, everything may just take off, and you
Right.
maybe just had to go through that.
Right.
We don't know why.
Right.
You know, sometimes we don't understand, but you know, but I can order something now, right? Or do I gotta wait?
We can get you
She
something.
ready.
we got a few things we can get you.
So now, if anybody wanted to contact you, either to DJ or to buy something, whatever, how would they get a hold of you?
So my DJ website is DJLovher.com, which is DJLovher.com. That's a way to reach me. My Instagram is DJ Lovher, the number 1. Same thing for my Facebook. Yeah, those are the best ways to contact me.
Oh, okay. And so, let's say somebody wanted you to, like you've been traveling other places, not just in Virginia doing it, and I'm not asking you what the cost is, but is a part of the cost that they have to pay for your travel
Yes.
and all that kind of stuff too, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I just wanna understand that. So is there anything else? I'm just so happy to see you guys sitting up here with me. I'm excited. I appreciate you taking the time because I know you guys were here for a whole nother. But when I heard you were coming, I said I cannot miss this. You know, this opportunity to have you here. So is there any messages or anything that you would like to give to people? Encouraging words, you know, because you just encouraged me because there's some things I've tried to do and got, you know, depressed about not being able to do it and why didn't this go through or whatever. But knowing that you just dust it off, pick it back up, and just try it again.
Sure.
So that's a message to me.
There you go.
So yeah. So anything you'd like to say?
I'm just going to encourage people to count their victories, to remember that there's victory you can find in every day. And I think sometimes we set big goals for ourselves, and they seem so far away at times that we forget that there's smaller steps that take us to those big goals, and that we have to remember to celebrate those along the way. I know it talks about in the Bible how the Israelites were rebuilding the temple, and they had only built the foundation, and they stopped and they celebrated, even though they were far away from where they wanted to be, far away from completing. So that's what I want to remind people to, even if you just get something done, celebrate it.
Right. Wonderful message. Mr. Tall, Strong, and Quiet, is there anything that you'd like to say?
I guess piggybacking off of what she just said, no isn't always no.
Right.
It maybe can be just a not right now.
Not right now.
So
right.
just stay with it. Don't give up so
Yeah.
suddenly on something that you're so passionate about. Just stay with it, and you never know what'll happen. So.
And the support of you guys both support each other so well every time I see you, you know. And again, when I went down, I almost even get a little full right now. Even when I went and walked through you guys' home, I just got so, it was almost as if you were my kids. But I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
And so grateful that you took a few minutes to come down and speak with us, you know. And so, see, I told you it was going to be fun, right? I told you it was going to be fun. So is there anything else you want to say before I go off?
No, I just, it's nice having support. It's nice, you know, being able to do life with someone that supports, you know, whatever I'm going after, you know, my dreams, and being able to support his as well. So he also has, you know, done some great things since we moved to Virginia, and has got a great career now, and also has his own side business. He started a business since we've been down there too, which was
busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing
You
the car.
going to talk about what kind of business you got?
I do mobile detailing,
Oh,
pressure
wow.
washing. Yeah.
Wow. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely. Busy, busy.
Love it. I love it. Oh, God. Well, I thank you guys again. And I thank you guys at Win TV. Been on here since 2008. I thank you for taking the time to watch. Now, we always, as I say, we always share things that are negative. This is positive. A wonderful, beautiful couple that have beautiful children. They're working hard, have a beautiful home. Share that. Share something that is positive. So I thank you again, and I thank you guys for taking the time to come down. And I thank you for watching. Keep on watching. Don't stop.
Keep watching.
Keep
Yeah,
watching.
keep watching.
Keep
Thank
watching.
you.